Hi guys, my name is Roberto Flores, and today I'm going to walk you through my vlog about understanding the learner and my review about the interviews. So first, the teacher interviews. I interviewed three teachers. What I got from it is that they rely heavily on technology for most of the work in the classroom. They do it for the feedback, for presenting content, and for classroom management, like Class Dojo and several other software programs where you can keep score and you can use that reward and punishment. That cognitive theory from Skinner. So also we rely heavily on smart TVs, at least in my school, on tablets. Which tablets we don't use that often, so they do have a UOI class, which is a unit of inquiry, which is every week. So students are allowed to use tablets at least the most I would say once or twice a week, and probably like an hour each time. And also the teachers said mainly that they could use a drop-down projector to better illustrate their needs. I'm not sure if I need that myself because the smart TV is actually pretty big. It's probably like 60 inch. It's a 60-inch TV or probably even bigger. But I guess if you really want to illustrate something, some like great imagery, I guess you can use a projector for this. But that's what my teacher said. So my colleagues. So we also use technology as an aid to help keep students engaged in the classroom. And this is very important, I think, to show an innovative way of demonstrating the content. Because, students might have seen that content in the past in books, right? But if we show them in a different way, as in videos, as in media, as in music, as in a different way of approaching the same content, students might be more engaged with it. And as we know, most of the students now, they're so technologically advanced that they enjoy using the use of technology now. So also technology can adversely affect students and create a classroom that is dependent on it, which actually most of the teachers we use technology, right? And some of the times like if we don't have it at our disposal, like we go into like a panic, right? So I think it's important as well to not rely as heavily on it. But like some of the teachers, like great answers were like slowly integrate that technology to teach them about responsibility and restraint in the classroom, which is great. So they know how much to use it and how to use it as well. So they also said that online education is going to be a huge part in the future of education, and I believe it to be true. And more with the pandemic now, we rely more heavily on online education, and it's always there. Like if there's COVID cases around, like classes get canceled, and we go straight into the online platform, which is like now set up for us. And the last one said teachers feel the need to be informed of the use of new technology, to new technological tools like subscription-based apps, which some of these are great. Some of these are great, but you do have to pay for them. I think in our case, we would have to talk to the management and to the principal to see if we can get a subscription for the whole staff as a whole. And for my student interviews, I actually interview my some of my best students, some of my most English proficient students in at my school, and they're in grade 6. So their preferences regarding the favorite subject actually varied depending on their background and upbringings. So some of them were raised in Hong Kong, some of them were raised in a foreign country here in Asia, but I think parents actually how much parents are involved in their lives actually plays a big role in this. So, like I said, 3 out of the 5 students chose history as their preferred subject, which is not currently taught in my school, which is interesting. So they do want to learn more about. They do have Chinese class and they do have Chinese history, but they don't have a lot of like globalization history about like international history per se. So next question. Next point says student finds speaking and writing the most challenging skills of the English language. So that's what we mostly practice in my class. We do a lot of speaking activities, a lot of writing activities. Well, I do incorporate like listening and reading, but I think an important part of here is we have to do error correction and know how to do error correction because some of the times students can shy away if we don't approach it in the proper way. So we can like mirror the error. We can delay the correction of the error, or we can instantly correct their mistakes, right? So we gotta adapt to the student's needs and to the student's personality for that. Next one, it says students' preferences regarding extracurricular activities involve expensive facilities such as skiing and horseback riding. So I do work at an international school, so most of the students come from middle class, or I would say like middle to high class, I guess background. So they do enjoy a lot of those hobbies, or a lot of those CAS activities that we call them, which tend to be on the more heavy side on the money, right? So we don't provide those at the moment, but we do have several activities that they can engage, like golf. We do have swimming, an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And next one says student shows confidence when writing about a skill that they're proud of. So this is very important. So leaning towards the arts such as music or theater. So I asked them like, what is the skill that you're most proud of? And most of them said, "Oh, I'm very proud of my stand-up comedy. I'm very proud of how fast I can run. I'm very proud of my dancing skills or my acting skills." Which I didn't find that common when I was their age. You know, they're more like advanced in that way, more outspoken, more confident when it comes to acting in public than I was. And last one, it says students lean for the school providing more physical related activities such as sports competitions and anything related to showmanship. So I asked them what else do they want to see at school that they don't currently have. So that's what they said. Anything that involves anything physical, can be competitions or anything like a play at the theater. We do have a theater. Anything related to performing in public, which is quite good for them. You know, they're demonstrating their confidence, which I really like. So some of the survey insights that I found is that, you know, like I said, teachers rely too much on technology, but also gives educators an innovative outlet for showing content that it wasn't previously available to us or the students. So it can hugely contribute to the students' engagement in that case. Excuse me. So teacher efficacy regarding tech tools must be addressed. So I think we talked about this in the previous module, right? And actually, I'm applying this in my school. We had a meeting to discuss like the biggest issues that we have in our school, and we are creating a presentation. We're dividing the groups and creating a presentation on the top 3 issues that we have, which is, I think it's a great thing that I can apply it at the same time that I'm learning about it. Students want more physical activity as part of the daily routine. So in China, they are incorporating more PE classes, and actually they're leveling down on the amount of English classes. So that's a little concern, a little bit of a concern for us. But yeah, they do have more physical activity now in their daily lives. Students want to be involved in more artistic pursuits in their free time, giving them a sense of character development. So yeah, like in this case, they can express who they are and they can pursue whatever it is that they find interesting here. And the classroom application. So what I'm going to do in my classroom, I want to involve more activities where physical movement is needed. So anything where physical movement is the center of it. So I do a lot of competitions in my classroom. I do a lot of broken telephone, anything to get the students moving. So they get out of their chairs and they start actually contributing and not just like sitting down and waiting for the teacher to actually contribute to most of the lecture here. Including artistic insights in my lessons where students can explore their own pursuit, right? Don't rely on technology for all my lessons. That's what I'm going to do as well. And conduct a meeting to create teacher efficacy across the whole PYP department, which I'm currently doing. I actually did it today. What is the impact on the English learners and students with disabilities? So I think it's steering towards a technological centered classroom that can help students with disabilities at the same time. So be on the same learning platform as their peers. So if they can't be in the classroom or they can't participate as their other peers, They can use those softwares, they can use those hardware, pieces of hardware, pieces of technology to be at the same par, to be at the same level as their peers. Right? So technological tools can help English learners, but it can also work as a crutch where students don't fully develop their abilities due to the reliance and convenience of technology. So it is important to know how much and to show restraint when we're using those tech tools. So what I got from my cohort discussion is that for higher grades we can use more in-depth knowledge, more in-depth questions to get more in-depth knowledge, and the students can really tell us about their needs. So whereas with the young learners, we actually have to do more like a generalized question, and then we need to analyze that question to actually withdraw a conclusion from that. All right, thank you guys so much for your time. Bye bye.